Previously on Halliwax Basement Builds. Today we're going on a road trip. I'm not even joking, I have to pee again.
I stepped in a big giant puddle over there.
I think he's right over there. Yeah. So last we left off, you saw somebody in the crowd get my attention. It was actually a member from the RPF who spotted me and wanted to introduce himself. He thanked me for my tutorials and YouTube videos. It was actually wicked exciting to talk to him. When Starkiller introduced himself, his face lit up and he pointed like, "Hey, I know you! I have all your stuff!" Actually, it was an awesome thing to capture on film. But unfortunately, he doesn't want to be in the video, so I'm going to respect his wishes and leave that out. But that was the guy who stopped me. But I will say it was an incredible thing to witness. Listen to that wind. That's the wind! He was very apologetic about interrupting us, and I just kept assuring him that it wasn't a big deal and that I really enjoyed that he came out of the crowd and introduced himself. Heck, he even had Starkiller and I sign this magazine that his buddy made, which featured some of Starkiller's props in it. I actually regret not asking where I could buy one of those magazines because it had some amazing photos in it. And again, it featured some of Starkiller's props. I want to personally thank this RPF member for spotting us in the crowd and introducing himself. I seriously appreciate all the kind words he had to say about my work and my YouTube channel. So if you see me at any public event, please do not hesitate to stop and introduce yourself. I seriously look forward to meeting you all. Now let's get back to our scheduled program. Dan, did you give me the key?
No, I have it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, holy shit. Oh, you got the address to this joint?
Yeah.
Roger's doing a question and answer at 3 o'clock. So we're gonna go grab some food and go sightseeing. What's the address?
Okay,
Rutt's Hut?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Yeah. Does your car handle shake when you go to the white line? The handle, there's like some kind of vibrating motor in here. When you get to the white line, it's like da 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 da.
Keep left.
That's not because of grooves in the pavement or anything?
No, it's like there's a light that comes up. Look, here's a check engine light.
Oh shit, that's weird.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My dad used to work at that gas station when he was in college.
Yeah. Onto Route 21 North.
See now, this is Route 21.
21 North. It says.
Is this Route 1 we're on?
Not this one.
Oh yeah.
Turn right onto Delaware Avenue, then turn left onto Johnson Street.
No, it's still the left right here. Yeah. That's the left right there.
Oh,
you can also go to the second one here.
In half a mile, turn right onto Oak Street.
Calm down, lady.
What is she talking about? It's right here. We're here.
She's drunk.
In a half a mile, turn right onto Oak Street.
Take a slight right turn onto River Road.
I'm
Then turn
still
left.
not used to all this button pushing and all this bullshit. Turn the lights off. This thing, I have the kids always do this stuff for me. I don't do it. I just tell them in the passenger seat, hey, punch in such and such. Let's go. So this is Starkiller's favorite place to eat when he was a kid.
You're gonna be doing those fucking 500-mile bike rides. You're gonna need more places like this.
Yeah. Calories.
Yeah.
Wicked retro.
Huh?
Wicked retro. And it's been here since the 20s?
Yeah.
Weather's changing now, boy.
Stop.
Oh shit.
That's right.
We Yeah, I don't stop at stop signs.
Yeah, no.
No.
The ones with the white around the outside are just suggestions. They're
What do you plan on releasing next?
So, I just got a PI for the episode 3 Obi-Wan Salt Shaker sabers. So I'm gonna have the machining done on that soon, and then next is the new Luke Hero to fit with the SN4 electronics that I got.
Yep.
So I've redesigned. I spent a couple weeks redesigning the internals on that and making some small changes to the outside body. So that'll probably be the next one I do from that shop. I got a new prototype for the Qui-Gon that I was working on with Dewey, because the old prototype, the shop.
How do they fix the warping?
I went to a different shop and we tried it in ABS instead of Delrin.
Yep.
And it looks like it'll be better. I haven't seen it up close, so I don't know what like the quality of machining looks like or the finish on it yet. So that's what I'm looking at.
That's on the way to you?
It's somewhere in DHL. Yeah, it's like in somewhere in the Pacific Ocean right now.
Excellent.
The Ahsoka sabers, like the resin metal Ahsoka sabers, should basically be done, except the D-rings that I shipped to the factory are somewhere lost in the Chinese post.
Hey.
So they're waiting to try to track those things down.
Turn right onto
This is a pretty intense tunnel. I've never seen this before.
This is the Lincoln Tunnel. This is the one that Elf walks through to get.
Really?
Yeah, like he tells the story of like I went through the gumdrop forest and then it's like, and then I walked through the Lincoln Tunnel.
Dude.
And then I'm waiting to see what's going on with TXQ. They got models for the V2 that I've sent them. The first one that should be going into production is the Obi-Wan for TXQ. And they contacted me the other day asking about threading and stuff like that. So that told me that like the machinist was trying to double check some of the things. I think he's actually getting into programming now. And then when you go on 9th Avenue, you go south on 9th Ave.
If there's any filming locations, let me know.
I will.
You know what I mean? If there's a scene from a movie.
What would you want to see?
I don't know. Just say, hey, this was from such and such. That was from such and such.
Are you a Superman fan?
No, I don't follow Superman.
Okay.
I have seen some of the films though.
Mm-hmm. The Daily Planet building's not too far from here.
No shit.
It's not that much to see from the outside, but the inside's actually kind of cool. It was an old news building, and in the center of the lobby is a giant globe. Right?
Yeah,
So
yep.
It worked really well for the Daily Planet lobby.
I was like, oh god, no, this is a rental. No.
Also, now New York, like weed is legal here now.
Yeah. Completely.
And like every convenience store, it's not like there are dispensaries. Every convenience store, so that place sells weed. Like that place sells weed.
Does this car smell like it?
It does a little bit, yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a very different place.
I know in Rhode Island, I was dating this girl during COVID, and I go into a gas station there, and they had crack pipes.
Wow.
I said, is that a crack pipe? And no, that's for tobacco. I said, that's not for tobacco.
Yeah.
That's for crack. I don't know. I'm not into that stuff. I'm not into it. Never tried it. But when I got into this car, he's like, no smoking in the car. Like, okay. When I got into the car, I'm like, what the hell is that smell?
Now, when I was putting stuff in the trunk, I was like, oh. Wow.
And then that seat's got a burn in it.
Yeah, it totally smells like weed.
So I took a picture right when I got in, because I'm not going to be blamed for that.
No. Yeah, the car definitely does smell like weed.
I thought so. I can get a ticket for...
Oh, you can't make a right on red because this is New York City.
Oh, you can't turn on... Oh.
Nope.
Oh, boy.
That's right.
I was gonna say, I can get a ticket for being...
You're good now?
In the crosswalk, too, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to have the car in the crosswalk. See, Massachusetts, we don't think of that stuff.
Oh, you guys just do whatever the fuck
you want. Yeah, we do whatever we want.
In a quarter mile,
Assholes.
the destination is on your
that's
left.
what they say.
320.
Put it there if you can.
That right there?
Yeah.
I'm not going to fit in there.
You don't think so?
No,
All right,
right here, though.
Yeah, put it there then. There you go. That's a Tuesday, Friday, too. That's nice.
All right, so I got to pay?
No.
No, there's no pay?
No pay. Grab the other one.
Mine's almost gone. Sometimes it's not. Never know. Today's been. I saw she had a lightsaber around. That was very cool. Yeah. Lightsaber. That's the rotating part. Yeah, that's his recorder. Yeah, he's built it as we did.
You guys enjoying your day here?
Yeah.
Having fun?
I'm always trying to find it out.
Finding a lot of stuff?
Yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff. You know, some of these are from '97.
Ah, Mark's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He is. I really enjoyed working with him. He's such a nice guy.
Mark Allen, yeah. He still lives in his home.
All right, let's start this thing, right? All right, we're ready? How's everyone doing today, huh? Enjoying the show?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
You guys get some autographs? All right, so let's go down the line here. I'm Dominic Cote. This is the great Roger Christian. The great C. Andrew Nelson. Lord Vader. Yeah. And we have the very ferocious Margot Apostolos. Apostolos, ferocious Ewok. Now, Margot, did anyone actually get hurt, like when you were working on the film? Did you hurt anybody, or did anyone get hurt? Any stormtroopers? Was there any real injuries?
All
right.
I know a couple of Ewoks got caught on fire, but
Oh, wow.
They put it out.
That's crazy. So I'll go back to Roger. I want to ask you how you got involved in Star Wars.
I was working on a movie in Mexico. And we were making old sets out of real buildings. At the time, the studios had all lost their audience. There weren't any, so they all decided, you know what, we need a young director in each studio. So Spielberg got chosen and each one. Alan Ladd chose George. And at the same time, Fox in London, where we'd come from, said, we're half price because of the dollar exchange of America. Gary Kurtz's budget got to 8 million. So we can do it for 4 if we do it in England. And there were stages available which they weren't available in America. They were all full. So George flew down to see us, and he turned up with Gary alone, with the usual plaid shirt and sneakers, and saw what I was doing, an old salt factory, and I was busy, I was shoveling salt, so he picked up a shovel and did it with me, which is like very simple. And he said, I'm trying to make this science fiction movie, and I was honest. I said, listen, all of the movies I've seen so far, I have never connected to. They're all artificial, they look terrible to me, nothing was real. My opinion of science fiction is an old car in a workshop and the owner's had for 50 years and he's kept it going, it's dripping oil. I only knew when I read the script, like months later in England, that I described the Millennium Falcon exactly. Even Luke says it's a pile of junk. And so he had some wood at home. I don't know if you can all see it, but that was the first thing we did. We had to make him work, and we sat there in this little studio. It's this we built, and that's wood from Bill's house, and the top I found in the junkyard. Fitted it, and then I carved his little arms with a penknife at home that night, and we put Kenny in it. He couldn't move it, so we couldn't think what we're going to do. So we had Kenny bring his boots in, and we stapled the boots in the bottom of the legs, and he could shuffle it, but he still couldn't move it. And I bought all these little bits that have stayed to this day, R2-D2, little aircraft nozzles and things. Stuck them in because I was trying to make it look a bit more cool than it was. And I bought a fighter pilot's harness. I paid about 10 shillings for a load of junk. So we stapled the we stapled it inside, and he wore it like a rucksack. And he finally took 3 steps before he crashed over. And it was in front of Gary and George. We knew we had a movie. I mean, that's another of my memory auspicious moments, but that's where it all started.
Who would have thought, right? You never know.
I didn't tell George. I went to the gun hire facility who I knew because they'd done movies and they were friends. So they gave me I said, I need a Sterling submachine gun, which to me is a science fiction weapon. And I stuck some T-strip around it to change the barrel. I looked around and found all these sights from they used in the army in Ireland. Stuck those on the front. Took off the big gun clip, the bullet clip, and put a small one on. And then I thought the other one is he kept describing how sober was a Western gunslinger, so that I knew the Mauser. It was actually used by Frank Sinatra in a movie.
Oh wow!
So I thought that's got a wooden stock. It looked great, so I stuck some more of the sights on the top and called George over. And it was that moment where I'll either be fired because I'm doing the wrong thing, or he's going to be okay with what I'm doing. Look at this whole movie. And the advantage of the Sterling was you could fire, and we put single shot, you could get a blast out of the barrel, some smoke. It looked real. George just took the both and just smiled, and that was it. And then he stayed with me, and we made Princess Leia's pistol. My fingers were covered in super glue because I was building it all. And that was the basis of the whole movie. And I got the gaffy stick, I got all of these things. When I got into EMI Studios, they said, let's lay everything out and we'll show the crew what we're doing. And I laid it all out. It was the first AD and all the other crews behind him. He picked up the glass of the stormtrooper, threw it at me and said, this is crap. We're making a science fiction film for an American director. And they went off to get me fired. That's how it started. So that was my life in Star Wars.
You have to remember that when Star Wars came out in summer time, this was the time of the year that studios released movies that they knew nothing what to do with. They had no idea what to do with these movies. Summer was not a time for big movies. Nowadays it is, because of Star Wars. I mean, Jaws came out in summer, but they thought that was a fluke. But when Star Wars came out, Fox released it in summer because they thought, well, what are we going to do with it? And
usually Christmas, right?
Yeah. No, Christmas also was not as big a time because people back then traveled during summer. They traveled at Christmas time. They weren't going to the movie theaters. They were going out. They were doing activities. They were doing things. They were going on vacation. Nobody went to the movies. And so, but until Star Wars came out, and I remember seeing Star Wars when it first came out. Everything seemed so brand new and fresh and wonderful. And it's like you said. This is real science fiction to me. This is this isn't the weird 50s schlock stuff that was.
Ben Burt, who invented the sound, he was at college.
Right.
Coppola said, this kid's quite interesting. He's concentrating on sound at college, and they said, why don't you do it? What did he do? He didn't go off like anybody other composer would have got a keyboard and doing spacey sounds. He went to the zoo and recorded walruses. He recorded the pig on the ranch. He recorded, and the lightsaber sound was a pure accident. There was a Cathay Ray television, the old ones, and he walked in front with a microphone and shorted out.
Yeah.
Most people would have said, oh, destroy that. He thought, that's pretty cool, that could be a lightsaber. And while he was at college, he used to earn money with the projections. And the projections then had these huge steel wheels that drove around. He used to play with it and slow it down with things. And he remembered that sound. And those two sounds he recorded in the lightsaber.
Right.
So, Andrew, how did you get Vader?
I happened to be in the right place at the right time at the right height. I was sitting at my desk at LucasArts, doing my job, minding my own business. It was 1994. My phone rings. It's the head of public relations. It was a woman who was upstairs from me. And she doesn't start off the conversation with hello or anything like that, no pleasantries. She just goes, "Hey Andrew, how tall are you?" You know, I'm 6'5". What do you ask? She was like 5'1". I thought she wanted something off the shelf, you know. So I was ready to come up there and help her with that. Then she goes, "Do you have any acting experience?" It's like, you know, when you're talking to somebody on the phone and you can't see them, but you can almost hear a smile in their voice. That's what I was picking up on. I'm thinking, there's more to this. And I said, yeah, at that point, I started acting when I was 10 years old. So at that point, I'd had like 20, 21, 22 years of theater and film and television experience, and I let her do that. And then she says to me, "Can you breathe for me?" Odd request, but so I'm putting the pieces together, and I thought, okay, how tall are you? Do you have any acting experience? It's a Lucas company. Can you breathe for me? And I leaned into my phone and I went, oh. I go, so what's going on? They were looking for somebody to play Vader for a charity event for Big Brothers Big Sisters of America, and so I went to. They just wanted to have a meet and greet. It's long before the 501st Legion was around and everything like that. And so I went up to Skywalker Ranch. I tried on the costume. The original costume said D. Prowse on the inside for Dave Prowse.
Wow.
It fit. We did that one event and I thought, oh my gosh, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's never going to happen again. I just thank God I had a chance to do it. And then they called me back for something else. And something else, and I ended up playing Vader 70 times. Wow. I know, because my wife made me keep count. So.
501st built me, made me an Ewok costume.
That's right, you got your own costume.
I got my own Ewok costume, and they made it like my character. And I've done events with them, that kind of things.
Yeah, I would hope so. All right. So, Roger, what was some of your favorite memories of Elsie working in Elsie Studios with the Star Wars?
It was pretty legendary, you know. John Barry, say like the Dunes, John Barry, when they land on Tatooine, he'd drawn in a skeleton, which gave a history, right? I said, I have no money, I can't do a skeleton, that's not going to happen. And one day Frank Bruton, who was the prop master, legendary prop master, who had always been in Borehamwood Studios, he did David Lee's movies and Stanley Kubrick's, and just to put it into perspective, he was the one person who really helped me a lot. And it's a long story, but I'll go back through that way. So one day came down to me because they were expecting a truckload of airplane scrap was coming in, and he said, "All right, boy, what do you want?" He called me boy. I said, "I need you to strip this place out. There's no curtains, there's no furniture, nothing. I need shelves. I'm going to get the props to break down airplane parts." So I'm standing there, this low loader backs in with roped on piles of jet engines, pieces of aircraft. I'm standing looking at it like this, thinking, I hope this is going to work. Frank's next to me, and he said, "You know you're mad, boy." But bless him, and then said to me, "Up in my office, tea's on in 5 minutes, you tell me what you need." And I told him what we needed, so spanners and screws and things to get it all down. So one day he came to me and said, "Listen, boy, I need the attic cleared out above the props, and we're going to junk it. I need the space. So go up, here's a torch." I went up in there, there was a full-size dinosaur skeleton made in fiberglass from when dinosaurs ruled the earth. So I said, "I need it." I took it down in the parking lot. There's photographs now you can see on the archives. And there it was. So we just put it on the truck, took it to the desert. Also in there was Moby Dick's ship, the full miniature, because they had a green screen, kind of a blue screen then actually, like a huge outdoor area that was flooded. They could shoot all of that. My biggest regret is I didn't take it because they destroyed everything. There were film cans from legendary movies, there were props
So you can't
up
keep
there.
everything, so yeah.
No, and I had no time to do anything. I just got the skeleton down. So that was probably my most favourite moment being there. But also, you know, legendary films were made there. It was kind of hallowed ground in those days. we left the skeleton there, you know, that they...
The crane dragon.
I have a piece of it, actually.
Yeah, I have a piece of it too. We all do.
Yeah.
So for like $40 or $30, you get a little piece of it.
So Robert Watts said to me, I said, well, we've got to take it back. He said, we can't afford it. I don't have the trucks. We have no money left. Leave it.
Yeah.
We left it. And David West Reynolds, who's the head of literature, so David is an archaeologist. He was in Egypt doing a dig. He's a complete Star Wars nerd. He dresses up, sells it all. He thought, you know what, these sites where they shot Star Wars should be recognised and people should be able to visit them like archaeological sites. So he phoned Lucasfilm. Nobody knew, there were no records, they destroyed everything because no one thought this movie was any good. So there were no records where we shot. He managed to get Robert Watts in London. Said, when you drive out of Tozeur, out of the desert, you're heading to Algeria, if you turn left, you might find it. Now this is 250,000 square miles of nothing.
Oh, wow.
And Rick McCallum overheard, he was putting his hand out with George saying, I don't know where you shot.
Right.
So he said, didn't some kid call in here about the locations? And
Because Rick was brought in originally to produce the special edition.
yeah.
Before he did the prequels, yeah.
And so they called David and he said, yeah, I actually decided, because no one knew where they were, I decided, he got his own money, got a small crew, went to Tunisia on his own, and because he was an archaeologist, he knew how, he took frames of the film, he knew how to identify geographically. He found every location we shot in, every angle we shot at, everything. So again, he was very young. He arrived, there were the old seasoned designer, the DP on Phantom Menace. They were all there. His one mission was to find the bones, because we knew we left it there. For 5 days, he searched and searched, nothing. And he'd literally given up, and he saw a camel train with nomadic bedding come through. He just thought, I'll just go and ask. He spoke French, and the kid, who was 12 years old, said, bones, bones. And he led him to the bones. I've got all that in the documentary. I'm making now the documentary based on this, and I've got David all his footage. We upgraded it to 4K and made it look better. And I've got the shots of him coming over the ridge, and there are the bones and everything. But again, they left it there because David decided, I'm an archaeologist, I shouldn't take this. This should be left for people to find. Well, now everybody was in taking it and selling it. I always loved King Arthur. I played with the Starkiller when I was a child. I thought, if anything in Star Wars is going to stand out, it's this laser sword, as it was called in the script. And it was a genius invention by George. And so I thought, if I could get that right, I interviewed David French, was the manager of Brothers Photography Shop in London, who we got all of our equipment from. We rented on board. No one knows about him. So I interviewed him for the documentary I've done now, and there's a lot of purists say there's only one lightsaber and mine wasn't, because they find special effects ones. So I interviewed David. He tells the story of how I came in one day and said, do you have anything? I've got to make some kind of sword, it's like science fiction. He showed me these boxes and I pulled out 3 of these graphics handles. And raced back to the studio. Yeah, this is the perfect reproduction of mine. They took the original and they made 10 of these. The graphics actual company now. So I just stuck the T-strip that I put around. I had some left over from making the Stormtroopers blasters and stuck that on. And then I found a calculator. I stripped it down to see what was in it and found this bubble strip. Put that on it and called George, and that became the lightsaber. Without having to ever say anything, we asked David on camera, so what happened of these? Because Roger got about 5. What happened at the end? And he said, how many Graflex handles went to Elstree? He said 33. I sold 33 handles that went to production. So that's why there are so many versions of them. So I said, how much did you get paid for 33 handles? £850. He's still got loads because he rents out the flash cameras for movies, because they're the 40s, 30s, 40s and 50s. Graflex camera was the camera that all the press used.
When is your documentary coming out, and where can we go see it?
It's just finishing it. I've just split it up into 6. We made a Blu-ray special, which has got to go out. That's 2 hours, 20 minutes, which is every story
Awesome.
I tell. Guillermo del Toro, who became the director because of Star Wars, is giving his very erudite talk about Star Wars. Gareth Edwards is about 9 stages through it. He's talking about everything to do with Star Wars because he made Rogue One, and it's really the most genuine Star Wars movie I wanted of all the new ones.
How many of those did you actually? How many of those did you make? I know you said 33 went to Star Wars.
Yeah, so
did you assemble 33?
I made 3 up front. I made this first one for the desert. I made the next handle of the special effects to put the dowel in, the one that you're showing now, so they could put a motor in it. And I made a third one. And then we made up a few more, and then like Martin's hand got really sore because it was rehearsing for the fall of the training ball. So the effects made some with they were like a faux script painted black on it. And they made different versions of it, made up as well, which is what some of the purists now say, that's the real one, look, there are 2 bolts on the end that didn't solve. Because no one knows, there's not one picture of the actual end of it or that exists. There's only 3.
The guy walking past.
You know, I didn't put any clips in. When I look at the clips, like George never filmed it, so look at this lightsaber, and he picks it in a box, gives it to him, and he fires it up. He made it like a documentary, the whole film, and that's what his mission was, to make Star Wars, not like the sun. So in the end, yeah, there were 33 on set.
Wow.
Yeah, so we definitely recommend you get the Cinema Alchemist book today. Yeah, we have one more hour here. But yeah, this book is incredible because my biggest thing nowadays that I've been getting into is appreciating behind the scenes of Star Wars. And you don't hear about Roger, you don't hear about Andrew, you don't hear about Marty, you don't hear about a lot of the people that made the movie happen. And there needs to be more appreciation. I would have no idea that Roger did any of this stuff, and I just watched the 6-episode Light Magic episode. There's not one mention of Roger Christian. That's a shame.
Genius, because they didn't know. George had no idea. I would just constantly bringing loose binoculars. And then one last story. I hadn't done a little comedy because I knew it was coming later in the script. I was with John Barry in the office, and he was trying to put together things for later on. And he wanted some stuff. Could he bring me? So I brought him a U-bed from the toilet under a sink. And the phone rang while I was undoing the piece to show it. And the phone rang and said, George has asked, can you bring a convict? He needs one immediately. And as I did that, a filter dropped into my hand. And I went, oh, there it is. And I put one ring round it, took it down. George took it, smiled, and it went straight into a stormtrooper's hand who was using the convict. So I do tell every story, there's hundreds of them like that, because I'm the only one who knows how everything was put together.
This came straight from the loo.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's incredible pictures in there too. Incredible pictures.
Yeah, the archive gave me the pictures.
You won't find those pictures online.
It was Lucas's blessing to do it with Lucasfilm, and I thought I should cover Alien because there was nothing written about Alien, and I art directed it, and I helped Ridley throughout the whole putting it together, so I covered Alien as well. because it was pretty similar. Like with no way too little money, but we pulled it off. So in the end, all I would say is, and I don't look at this stuff as look what I did, look at everything, and I'll read the last line, because I do these things as mentoring for people throughout the world, and it says, I've written this chapter because my last words to anyone aspiring to follow their dreams are truly more pertinent than ever. Do not let anyone tell you you can't, you can. Just have a dogged determination and never ever give up. And that's in everything in life for everybody, and that's what Star Wars is about.
Amen. That is so true.
Thank you, Margot. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Roger. Thank you guys for coming. We got, what, another hour here till 5 o'clock, so make sure you come on down, see them, get some more stories, feed an Ewok, and do whatever you want.
Oh, I already see people.
Yeah, they're lining up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta go shake his hand.
Yeah.
Can I? You got a card over there?
Yeah.
I have it somewhere. I think I put it in another pocket of mine in another jacket. But I just want to double check I don't lose your info.
Yes, well, dude, I'm a Taunton, so.
Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you again for everything. I can email him the links and then do whatever what you want with it. Complete honor meeting you today. Thank you so much. I'm not a sports fan, but this is like meeting Michael Jordan tonight.
Yeah, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. Your dad's a legend, brother. A legend. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
Before we go, let me just look at this. See where we are. My phone's not following. I'm like track where I am and where we are, and see how much time it will actually add and whether it makes more sense.
I'm not worried about the time, guy.
But then you're gonna get back at like 10 o'clock.
Doesn't matter. I'm not going out anywhere tonight anyway.
Right.
It's not a big deal. You want some Skittles?
No, I'm good, thanks.
You want to
Start en route. Proceed to Pal Drive.
Unless you're afraid my
Then
driving's
turn
going to kill you.
No, not at all.
So what did you think of the show?
I thought it was good. I mean, you know, it was a funny it was a funny little thing that they had going on there, right? Like,
At the stop sign, take a slight left turn onto Parish Drive, then turn right.
it's kind of surprising that Roger was there.
I can't believe he was there.
But like, Roger was like a director of like, he was like one of the assistant directors that was like, man, the camera. I mean, he wasn't just a dude who like made the Graphics for the first time. Like, he made a lot of that with those movies, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like he was the AD. Like,
I had no idea he filmed the Ewoks.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was on Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and he also was filming for the prequels or the sequel.
I knew the prequels, right. But I had no idea about Return of the Jedi. I thought he was done.
So I mean, that's a long collaboration with Lucasfilm for him to show up here. I was kind of surprised by that.
Turn left.
He was talking to people
right
about your lightsabers. He was just
was
like,
he?
Yeah. When we sat down, I don't know if you heard him, but he was like.
Oh yeah. And
he's like, yeah. The guy brought some in. He made them. They function just like the originals.
Yeah, what
Turn
an experience.
Right onto Route 23.
I thought I had the wrong address.
No, like it's saying right now 50 minutes.
I'm not worried about that.
No, but like, you know, Danny.
I'm already on the road.
I know you are, but I brought an audiobook and I was planning on walking back and like I really don't have a problem.
No,
and honestly,
it's cold. You catch a cold, you get sick.
No, I got my pea coat and I got a sweater, but like I go for long walks. I like to do it. I really I was planning on going for a long walk at the end of this.
I don't feel comfortable letting you walk all the way home in the cold in New York City at night. I just don't feel comfortable.
So here's where the traffic hits. So why don't you
I'm not worried about it.
No, but listen, look, see, this is all public transportation. I can do that in like 10 minutes. But you're going to get stuck in this fucking mess, and like we will be sitting in the tunnel for a long time. So I think it would actually be a much. I mean, I think I would actually prefer get me to like Route 9, and then I'll hop out.
All right, I have no problem doing this.
No, just drop me off at Secaucus. And
okay,
like,
where is that now? Can you punch it in this phone? You know how to use this phone? I don't. I'm very limited with that thing.
That was fun. I'm glad you got to come into the city too. See the apartment.
Yeah, that's
see
nice.
See all my toys.
Real nice.
Meet the family.
Make sure the sister comes to the cookout.
Definitely.
So today's a milestone. Starkiller and I got to meet Roger Christian. Wicked cool guy. He was so pleasant to talk to, friendly. He was interested in seeing the motor stunts that we put together. I ended up printing out a picture for him to sign, and then I ended up changing my mind and going with one that he had. It was actually his last one of that kind. And I'm glad I went with that one. I like that one a lot. That I'm gonna frame and put in a display case with the motor stunts. I'm really glad that I got to do this. I'm glad Starkiller tagged along too. I ended up going to Starkiller's house and picking up the perfect casts. They're in the back right now, they're in the trunk. So we're gonna bring those home. I should be home about 8:30, the GPS is saying. It's 4:45 now. So I have a little ride home, but I just wanted to close this video with what a great time I had. I want to thank Starkiller for tagging along, and I want to thank Mr. Christian for just being who he is. He's just a wicked cool guy. With all that said, I want to thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video, and most importantly, be kind to one another. This is Halliwax, out.